Hi again, everybody. This is Professor Lusheen. This is our weekly review for Safety 783, Environmental Safety Management. This past week, we covered some very interesting aspects. I was going to add the working down and working back up. I forgot to do that. But this kind of got down to the individual. And I think the individual, as we know, or the worker, the one who is actually performing the work, the supervisors that are down on the floor, that's really our focal point. We need to develop relationships and engage them. And the purpose of this module was to give you a insight into how we approach them may affect how they then perceive the organization or perceive management. And how they may perceive certain types of safety policies or goals, and that can affect their work. So I'm pretty sure that got across. Here's the performance standards or the performance stats for last week. It's very good. Your discussion board performance is off the charts. It's really impressive. Please keep that up. I'm in awe of the work you guys are putting in. The weekly assignments are so impressive. Better than I've ever seen before. And again, you're really great on the discussion board. Some of you are bringing in all kinds of stuff, and you're sharing like cartoons and pictures, and I'm just so impressed. So I'm very happy. But at this point now, I'm starting to reflect. I'm thinking I'm genuinely interested in how what we're discussing in this class, and we've only been together for 3 weeks, moving into 4 weeks, how it's affecting your perception of your craft, that is the practice of safety, or your view or perspective or attitude towards policies and programs and things like that. So it's something I kind of want to circle back to. In light of this being kind of the halfway point, I want to have you kind of reflect on what we talked about the last 3 weeks. And although I didn't add it because I didn't really think about it until I was putting this together and reviewing your data or performance stats, that on the discussion boards, if you watch these, I think that's fantastic. I'm glad you are. And if you're going to the office hours, I love that. And I'm sorry that I'm overlapping 2 courses in there. Sometimes the discussions go this way or that way. I wish we could just have a dedicated time we get together and just discuss. But I would like you to kind of talk about what I just mentioned, that how are the topics affecting you? Some of you have brought it up in different elements of your responses. I kind of want to maybe have a dedicated one. So you could say bonus, reflection or something like that. I'd appreciate that. I'll give you double the score for each one of those you post. How does that sound? Also, I've got a picture here of my family. We went to Universal Studios, Harry Potter World about 2 years ago. And at this point, what's really giving me the energy to kind of cross the finish line of this semester is we are going to do a Harry Potter Christmas at home. I already ordered all kinds of Harry Potter stuff, and it's going to be more of a family experience this Christmas. Not just one day, but we're going to elongate it. I mean, from Thanksgiving to Christmas, we're going to be celebrating togetherness and Christmas and happiness and all that kind of stuff. I think we deserve it after the last 2 years. So if you guys want to share what you're doing, or if you're not looking forward, try to. I always think what I've learned is what drives us to get things done every day, the minutia, is to plan things ahead. And so I'd like to know what you're doing. Also, the course paper assignment has been updated and posted, and I'll talk about that at the end. Here are the reading studies for this week. What I love about this week, not just the stuff regarding human organizational performance, safety, differently, and things like that, but socio-technical systems, macroergonomics. Oh, that really encouraged me, inspired me to look at safety in a different way and to pursue it in a different light that I believe will reach ideally what we want to get to. It looks like I did review some papers, and probably most importantly is the Denise Rosso. This paper, it was written in 85, but it's still very relevant today about the issues with organizational research and the issues with levels in organizational research, which a lot of safety culture, safety climate is predicated on, and how it really calls to question what we can really interpret from those results, because the design of a lot of those studies are flawed. I think that's interesting. Here's the discussion board posts. I didn't put on here the bonus one. I'm going to base that off of you watching this video. Again, bonus, reflection, talk about that, how it's affecting your career, things like that. I'll give you double the score for that. So instead of counting as 1 point, it'll count as 2. And then here's the paper. This is the last slide. It's due by December 18th. By December 18th. Not on, by. I'm going to repeat that. By, not on. Because the sooner you get it in, the sooner I can get stuff done, because I'm really cutting it close to getting grades posted. The presentation is optional. I used to make it a requirement, but with 51 students, I'm going to make it optional. So some of you just don't have the time or don't want to get together synchronously. I understand that, no problem. You don't have to record anything. Your grade will be purely on the paper. For those of you who want to do the presentation and get together, and we'll pick some different times and you'll sign up, and we'll try not to fill the room so it takes up too much time. We'll try to limit those meetings to an hour, hour and a half, which means we'll probably limit the number of people who attend to 9. And then everybody have about 5 minutes to share what their paper was about, and we'll talk about it and be kind of fun. And you guys can bring, your own drinks, I guess. Bring BYOB to those meetings. And then what I'll do is I will kick up your score based on the presentation. So it's meant to be not so much extra credit, but a grade bump, if you will. So if you're not very good at writing or don't like how you write, join us for the presentation. I'll supplement your paper grade for a good presentation. And do you have to make a PowerPoint? I would like you to. It's a nice guide. It's something to look at as we're all presenting. But you don't have to. It's not fully required. You get more points if you do a PowerPoint, submit it, that kind of stuff. It's worth 30% of your grade. And here's the thing, though. You get to choose between 2 topics. One is identify a policy, program, or performance measure from your experience. And then based on what we covered, how could it be improved? Or question it, challenge it, be critical of it. And try to come up with, I'd like to try something different, or this would be interesting to try. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, or if you don't really have the experience to be able to identify that, just pick one topic and then just go do kind of deep dive into it. Just so if you were to share that concept with somebody who didn't take this class, that they would be like, oh, that's really interesting. I would like to know more about that. Paper should be under 5 pages. You guys should like that. Some of you can be like, I can't get that. I can't introduce myself in 5 pages. That's fine. It's not a hard stop at 5. It's just what I want you to take away is keep it short. Just get to the point. You don't have to put in all kinds of fluff and everything like that. Those of you who've taken 701 are probably like, what? Yeah, it's true. I just want to see what you're thinking about. I hope that this review video kind of establishes what the thrust of this course is, and that is to get you thinking and to maybe somehow augment or change the way you view things like your practice of safety or environment. And I want to know what that is. And that's what this paper becomes, is your own reflection, along with doing a little bit of the research type, the literature review type, not research, literature review. Those of you who've taken 701 know why I corrected myself. Yes, so that's what we have going on. So I just want to thank you all. I am really proud of you guys. You guys have done a great job. When I say guys, I mean men and women. Yeah, so I'd like to see an office hours. You guys are really helping out my 683, 843 class with coming in and talking. And after next week, they don't really need to see me anymore. So it's just going to be us for the final few weeks. And that'll carry over into the presentations during final exam week. So that's really it. I hope you guys all have a great week. And I hope you are thinking about Christmas and looking forward to it.